everyone a little bit of a warning. The next couple slides and statistics are a little bit hard to wrap your head around. 95 million animals in the United States are in animal shelters on a yearly basis. Of those, 6.5 million. That's a huge difference. 6.5 million are in animal shelters, and 1.5 of those million are euthanized yearly. On top of this, 70 million animals are homeless. I know some of you have said that you have either adopted animals or you know someone who has adopted animals. And personally, as an adult, all the cats and dogs that I've adopted have been from different animal shelters. These statistics and the research I did have come from the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, as well as from People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, known as PETA, from petful.com, from Michigan State University of Law. I called a local animal control office, and I researched several local animal shelters. Now, all of this research is done to get you to consider your options and to remember to give animals a second chance. Now, these statistics are eye-opening, and the whole reason for that is to encourage you to donate, which will help provide money for medical needs, to get you to volunteer, which gives animals the care they need, and the biggest thing is to get you to adopt, which will open up spaces for animals. Now, back to the statistics. I know they're a little bit hard to really grasp, but PETA says that 70 million animals are homeless on a yearly basis. Now, this could be because they are abandoned by previous owners. These animals maybe are not spayed and neutered, which means they can reproduce uncontrollably, so they just continue to fill and stay homeless. And PETA claims that only 10% of homeless animals make it into animal shelters. Michigan State University of Law lists holding periods by state. And typically, what a holding period is how long a shelter is supposed to hold an animal before they're euthanized. And this period could be from 5 to 7 days. And sometimes as short as 48 to 72 hours before they're euthanized. I called animal control in Coeur d'Alene, and they said that the animals they pick up are sent to Post Falls, and from Post Falls, if they're not picked up by their owners, they can adopt them out from there, and if they're not adopted out from there, they send them to Kootenai Humane Society. Petful.com states that the 3 biggest reasons for euthanization, and euthanization is, according to PETA, a peaceful and humane way to release an animal from life, which is usually because of illness or disease. These 3 big reasons are illness, aggression, and overpopulation. And some of you have said that you don't agree with animals being euthanized because we're overpopulated. So what can we do to make a difference in these 3 big reasons for animals being euthanized? One is to donate, and to donate, you can donate money. I mean, there's endless ways you can donate. It's not just money, it's food, it's sponsoring them, there's many different things. And by donating, you're giving the things they need, medical care, medicine, and all of the things to help keep them healthy. Another thing is to volunteer. And some of these animals, they're aggressive because they don't know any better. They've never been taught how to behave. So by volunteering, you're showing them that they are loved and they could be cared for. And the biggest thing is to adopt. Now, adopting is going to open up those spaces. All of those homeless animals will have a chance to get the care they need. And when you're adopting, it's not just cats and dogs. It can be, I mean, farm animals. It could be snakes, fish, all of the things that you don't really think about because everybody thinks cats and dogs. Now, if we don't do anything, the numbers in the shelters, the numbers being euthanized, and the numbers homeless are going to continue to grow and be out of control. I'd like you to take a moment and think about adopting an animal. Now, to adopt an animal, to know that lifelong companionship is you making a difference in that animal's life. And if adoption is not an option, think about being able to donate or volunteer, and in that, knowing that you're making a difference, that feeling of gratification and making a difference in those animals' lives. You can be part of the difference by giving an animal a second chance. Regardless of the reasons that animals are homeless or in shelters, there really is just too many being euthanized and too many homeless. So I've brought a couple printouts, and they have a couple local shelters information. Anything not on the brochures are going to be an easy Google, because we can give an animal a second chance by donating, volunteering, and adopting. Are there any questions?
Do you know the most common animal that's in animal shelters?
Usually dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And cats are the ones that reproduce at the highest rate.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any? Yes?
Have you adopted
I have.
an animal?
So, like I said, as an adult, I've always adopted. All the cats and dogs I've adopted have been from different shelters.
Nice.
Yeah. Any other questions? Well, thank you for giving animals a second chance by donating, volunteering, and adopting.